Hello Guitarland, it's Mark from Lot More Guitar Studio and lotmoreguitar.com. And in this lesson I'm going to show you one of my favorite Brian Setzer solos from his version of Blue Christmas. I took this off a live recording, which I'll link to in the description. And it's actually the second half of his solo, around 1:58 into the video. It's a great example of using scales to play, or switching scales to play over certain chords, but of course keeping it super musical as Brian always does. So plenty of licks you can play here year round, even though it's a holiday song. So enjoy this one. I'll play through it and then we'll break it down. Let's check it out. All right, great stuff. Let's break this one down. We're going to start off on a E major pentatonic lick on an E chord. We're just going to go 13th fret of the 3rd string, 12 and 14 on the 2nd, and up to 12 on the 1st. So kind of a rockabilly kind of horn line. And then we're going to grab the 14th fret of the 2nd string and the 15th fret of the 1st string. So we call that a tritone. It's a great aggressive sound. So we have... Then we're going to come back to the 12th fret on the 1st and 2nd strings, and then back up to 14 just on the 1st, and then back to the 12th. I guess you could play those two together if you want a little bit more aggressive. Okay, then we're going to go to the 14th fret of the 2nd string, and then back up to 12. So it sounds like this. And then it repeats that 3 times. Now, the 3rd time, you're going to start walking down 12, 14 on the 2nd, and then jump to the 12th fret of the 3rd string and hammer on to the 13th fret. Then down to the 14th fret of the 4th string, and then down to the 12th fret of the 4th string. So that's a great lick there, and that's the root there and the flat 7. So that 3rd time, then the song switches to a B chord. We're going to do this chromatic walk up to the B. Here's the B on the 14th fret, 5th string. We're going to go 12, 13, 14. Then we're going to do 11, 12, 13 on the 4th string, and same frets on the 3rd string. Now when you get to the 13th fret of the 3rd string, you're going to start to kind of rake up a little minor arpeggio here. So it's 13 on the 3rd, 12 on the 2nd, and 11 on the 1st, and then up to 14 on the 1st. So this is really all a B major pentatonic line with chromatic notes thrown in, which is a defining characteristic of jazz, rockabilly stuff, or swing guitar, kind of adding chromatics around the pentatonic scales. Okay, so we have... Then we're going to stay kind of in B major and do a little hammer-on trill on 12 and 14. Then back to 11, and then back up to 12. Then down to 9. That's all on the 1st string. Now here we're going to do an oblique bend where you bend the 2nd string, 12th fret, and also play the 9th fret of the 1st string. And then he kind of lets that come down. So we have... Now we're still on a B chord here, so he's going to play up a B triad, 8th fret of the 3rd string, 7th fret of the 2nd, 7th fret of the 1st, and then we're going to go to the minor 3rd or flat 3rd of B, because that's kind of like a B minor pentatonic. So he goes, and he's going to bend that like a quarter bend back to the 7th fret of the 1st string, and then 7th fret 2nd string. So that he repeats that a few times. So that's kind of like a straight up blues lick there. Then he starts to trill it a little bit, just between, or like pull off between 10 and 7. I think it's 2 and then 3. Now the chord, the song goes back to E, so we slide up to E major pentatonic. So we're going to slide up to the 12th fret, back to 9 on the first string, then 12 on the second, 9 on the first, on the second, and then you're going to go 12 on the third, which is actually part of the minor scale there, and then 11 and 9. So I'm sorry, before you go to 9, you're actually going to bend on the 11th. So I'm going to do a little bend there on the 11th fret of the 3rd string. Pull it down, pull off. So then come down to the 11th fret of the 4th string. Back up to the 9th fret of the 3rd string. Then come down to 11-4 and 9-4. So then we're going to go to the 5th string, another chromatic run here where we go 11, 10, 9. All right, so then we're going to go 12, 10, 9, and open. All right, so I keep repeating it so I can remember it myself, but here's the whole thing. So we have from the B7, slide up to 12th fret, come down. Alright, so I made a little mistake there, but that's the whole run. Then he's going to go right down to the open position here. And we're going to go 3rd fret of the 6th string to the 4th fret, and then 2nd, 4 on the 5th, and then we hit the E there. So that's kind of like, again, he's mixing the major and the minor pentatonic scales. So let me do that little connection again. So he never stops there. There's so much energy, it's great. Then we're going to bend the 4th fret of the 4th string. Now, you know, when you bend this, you could bend it up or down. I tend to pull it down when I bend the 4th string. So it's just kind of 2 of those. So you're going to bend it, release it, pick the 2nd fret again. So, all right, then we're going to slide up to the next position of the scale, which is 6th fret, 4th string, then 4th fret, 3rd string, 6th fret, 3rd string, and then up to the 5th fret of the 2nd. So then you go to 7 on the 2nd, back to 5th, and then we're going to do kind of the same bend. So a little theme there, right? So you do it 3 times and kind of end on the 7th fret of the 2nd string. Then we're going to move to an A7 or an A chord here. And we've got this bar chord. We're going to solo kind of... We have this little lick around the A, you know, it's major pentatonic, a little bit of chromatic in there, but we're going to slide to the major 3rd, which is the 6th fret of the 3rd string. Then go to the 5th fret of the 2nd string, and then 7th fret on the 1st string, 6th fret, 5th fret. You recognize this from some Clapton or some old blues licks. Then he's going to go to the 8th fret, 2nd string, back to the 5th, then to the 7th. That's all on the 2nd string. So here's the whole lick. Then 5th fret of the 2nd, and then back to the 3rd fret of the 3rd, I'm sorry, the 6th fret of the 3rd string, and then back to the 5th fret of the 2nd string. So, and that's that whole lick. So from the E we have chord. Now we have a diminished chord that comes in here. It's a C sharp diminished, but the thing about diminished chords is they repeat every 4 frets. So he's going to start this diminished run from B flat. So this is actually, it sounds kind of cool and fancy, but it's not that hard to play because it's very symmetrical. So you're going to start on the 6th fret of the 6th string, and we're going to go 6th to the 9th, and then we're going to keep that 4 fret pattern. So 6, 9, and then 7, 10, and then 8, 11, 9, 12. Now here, because of the tuning, we're not in a 4th tuning, we've got to jump to the 11th fret, to the 14th, and then 12, 15. And that's all diminished, it's all minor thirds. So it's a great diminished scale run. All right, then we're back to the B chord again. So he's going to kind of go back to this, almost like a B major kind of lick, where he pulls off 14 on the 1st string to 12 to 11. And he repeats it a few times. Then we come back to the E major minor pentatonic here. And then he's kind of playing around with this. We've got the 14th fret of the 2nd string, and he's going to alternate that with the 12th fret of the 1st string. So again, we get that kind of tension, you know. And then he ends the solo with the rockabilly lick again. So that's the first one we did, but now he's going to do a run coming down to end the solo. So it's going to be 14th fret of the 3rd string, up to 12th fret of the 2nd. Yeah, remember it, hold on. Yeah, that's what we got. So we're going to go 14 on the 3rd string to 12 on the 2nd. And then you're going to jump down to 14 on the 4th, 12 on the 4th, and then 14 on the 5th, then 12 on the 5th, and then down to 11, which is ending on the major 3rd, and we're ending on the 8th. So we have... Alright, great solo, a couple of, advanced blues concepts in there, not your traditional blues solo. But really great use of chromatics. Such a fun solo. Have fun working on that one, and I will see you in the next lesson. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this edition of my favorite licks. If you have any ideas for future videos you want me to check out, I would love to hear them. And if you'd like to take lessons with me, either online or in person, you can contact me at lotmoreguitar.com. Would love to hear from you. Happy holidays and Happy New Year, everyone. And I'll see you in the next lesson.